channel, and today we are going to be reacting to two people argue about BLM, okay? One is pro BLM while the other one is not pro BLM, and I thought this would be so interesting to react to. Shout out to Shortyy, he sent me this video. If you guys ever want to send me a video or any type of video discussion to talk about, you guys can send it to my video suggestion box. I always look there when I am high and dry on ideas. Comment down below, and I mean the most honest response you can give on what you think about BLM. If you guys have not seen me before, you would know that I wholeheartedly respect it, but I cannot support it, mainly because I feel like the meaning, the purpose, and just the overall gist of it has been completely lost, and now I feel like it's literally an agenda. Like, I feel like they're literally using the whole police brutality situation in order to rile us all up and basically use black people as outrage marketing for a whole nother agenda. Like, I've donated to it, I'll retweet things that have to do with BLM, and I definitely respect the movement because at the end of the day, something has to be done. Like, someone has to do something, and I appreciate that someone has taken the effort and people have taken the effort to put their lives on the line to speak up and march against and protest against things that are wrong. I don't like the fact that I really don't know where the money donated to BLM goes. I also don't like the fact that there's real silence when it comes to anything opposite or different than the narrative that they would like to spin. However, I don't appreciate how not transparent it is. I don't like the lack of organization. I don't like the lack of ideologies being in unison. Like, I've literally had people tell me that since I'm Haitian, I can't be part of Black Lives Matter, which is ridiculous. I've also seen way too much hypocrisy and way too much biasness, and I don't like the fact that a lot of the funds go to fund a lot of Democratic campaigns. Now, whoa, you guys are like, what, you support Trump? Absolutely not. I don't like him either. I grew up in the hood all my life, and anyone else I know that grew up in the hood could probably agree and attest to this if they really pay attention to what goes on to their neighborhoods. Democrats have ran our neighborhoods forever, and what the fuck have the Democrats done for us? Absolutely nothing. Not saying that Republicans would do better, okay, but I'm saying, like, I don't like the fact that my money donated to them goes to Democratic campaigns and all this other stuff. Like, I don't like that, okay? Everyone wants to say defund the police, but it's like, why don't BLM put their money that they're raising towards black communities instead? Or better yet, let's defund the police and take the money from BLM and put it in the black communities. That's what I think. That's just my personal opinion. It is what it is. If you don't agree, that's fine. But comment down below, what is your wholehearted opinion about BLM and why? Because I'm very, very curious. I see a lot of people have started to actually do their research and open their eyes as to what's really happening here. I feel like BLM started as a very important movement. It was great, it was perfect, but to be honest, from day one, I saw right through it. But yeah, I feel like this is gonna be very interesting. Please comment down below because I would love to hear your thoughts. There's too many of y'all watching and y'all not commenting. Yes, I'm talking to you.
I'm not pro Black Lives Matter because I don't believe it helps me or my family or my black brothers and sisters.
Understand that whether you support or don't support BLM has nothing to do with you being black or anti-black. BLM is simply a movement that's supposed to support black people as a whole. But there are a lot of people who just feel like they don't. There's a lot of people who feel like they can do more, they can do better, etc., etc. They're not okay with the people who back the movement. They're not okay with the fact that the movement only focuses on police brutality. Like, just because you don't agree with that movement does not make you anti-black.
I'm really passionate about the Black Lives Matter movement. The movement has a lot of power to make the country and this world a better place.
I don't believe Black Lives Matter is doing good. I believe they've turned into a terrorist organization.
I get very frustrated when I come across people who don't appreciate the struggle that African Americans have had to go through throughout history.
A lot of people will get offended when they say, well, you're this color, you're brown, you're black, you should be thinking this way. I don't think the way you expect me to think.
I'm not afraid in the least to sit down with somebody who has opposing views to mine. Nice to meet you, Taylor.
Taylor, nice to meet you. I like your...
Okay, let's pause. All right, I agreed with her until she said it was a terroristic organization. I don't appreciate people saying that, even though I don't like wholeheartedly support it. You know, I respect it and I feel like something has to be done, right? At the end of the day, I feel like people who are part of the BLM movement, most of them anyway, at least 95% of them are there because they want to show their solidarity behind their own race or just behind Black lives, period. And a lot of this terroristic behavior that people are talking about is like anger. It's being fed up. I don't know how to explain it. Like, no, I don't agree with the looting, the burning, the shooting, the killing. I don't agree with any of the violence or the craziness that goes on with it. You know, I actually think it pushes us back. But at the same time, I understand it. You know, I understand it, even though I don't think it's an effective approach. In 2020, maybe back in 1956 or whatever, but in 2020, I do not think it's a good approach, but I understand where it comes from. It comes from people being tired. It comes from people being, you know, like just fed up with the system, to be honest. So, I mean, yeah, the terroristic organization thing, woo chow, but can we just talk about her afro? It's so gorgeous, oh my God.
So what is it to you? What does Black Lives Matter mean to you?
Black Lives Matter as a movement is a positive thing and it's doing good in the world.
To me, I think that it was started with good intention.
Yes.
You know, to bring more of a healing to the Black community. But what it misses is actually helping and enabling Black people to take charge and to not be victims.
Black Lives Matter is not about victims. They're out there championing legislative change and trying to change the culture as a whole of America, not just of Black people. Because a lot of the things that are happening within the Black community are coming from outside of the Black community in the past and even today.
I believe Black Lives Matter has become a terrorist organization.
In what way?
And I have seen the violence. I've seen it on the news. I've seen people
What
who
violence?
attacked.
I haven't seen that same violence. I've seen violence enacted against the Black Lives Matter movement. I've heard about people getting run over by white supremacists and neo-Nazis.
Like Black Lives Matter is like, oh yeah, we're in trouble, we're hurt, so let's just be angry about it instead of doing something about it.
Anger gets done.
You don't have to be angry. Martin Luther King Jr. was
Martin Luther King was really angry. He was just really good at not showing it
He
all
was
the time.
outspoken and he was strong.
He was. Did you?
Okay, this is the thing, right? I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. Anyone who's watching this, if you take anything from this video, take that the media is garbage and the media is literally trying to feed you whatever agenda is on the menu. Okay, understand that the media is trying to trick you into something, trying to make you believe something, trying to sway your opinion for something. 9 times out of 10, the media is not there to tell you the truth. The media is not there to provide you factual information. They are there to, 1, get their views and their ratings up, and 2, sway public opinion in whatever type of agenda is going on at the moment. I repeat, do not take all your information from the media. Actually do legitimate research. If you are going to take any type of information from the media, make sure you look at multiple media sources because all of them report differently. All of them have different bits and pieces of information. All of them omit different pieces of information. And if you can, contact the source. Because I'm telling you right now, if you're just going to look at stuff and be like, oh, well, I seen this on the news. I saw this happening on TV, horrible representation of the truth. I'm telling you this right now. Take it from a journalism student, okay? I got a bachelor's in broadcast journalism, and then I have a master's in public relations. I know how this works. A lot of them genuinely don't care about reporting the truth anymore, even though it's part of our code of ethics to care about the truth and report the truth and actually, give the people what they need to know, inform information. That just doesn't happen anymore. So if you're going to look at the media as a form of, oh, well, BLM is doing this or not doing that, horrible way. My opinion comes from personal experiences and what I've seen with my own 2 eyes. Not from, oh, well, on the news, they out here doing, no. We know that the news, the media, or whatever entertainment sources can always make things look a certain way. Now, in terms of the whole, BLM is rallying for change and I feel like they are. I think he has that right, but I don't know. Comment down below. I would assume they are. I think they've done a lot. The whole anger gets things changed. Yeah, back in the day. I don't think that's a 2020 approach, but go off.
You read the Birmingham letters?
Strength
that was
anger. If you can be angry at something while still being respectful to the people that
the way you convey your anger may be different. I'll give you that. You might convey your anger a little bit differently.
Anger is not a bad emotion, but the way you convey it is everything.
She's right.
If you visit the website, it tells you on the website that the goal is for inclusivity. They're about dealing with situations with loving, consideration. It may not seem that way from the outside, but if you understand the injustices that are being enacted upon the Black community, you can't blame people for being upset. If you were screwed over and somebody stole your wallet or something, you're not gonna be like, could I please have my wallet back? No, you're gonna be like, you're giving me my wallet back, right?
then is it really truly a movement that is changing things?
Yeah.
What has it changed?
We've been cited by the UN, which basically goes around the entire world like, yeah, this place is messed up, this place is up. And they were like, yeah, the United States, your racial problems are up. And you want to know why? Because Black Lives Matter made it visible to everybody. It highlighted that there's a series of problems that affect specifically and especially Black people.
How many black on black crime statistics have you seen? You can't even count.
I know y'all about to be upset about that because people get so upset with the whole black on black crime statistic. But before we get into that, all right, so boom. BLM put the whole racial situation to perspective. I mean, to be honest, I feel like everyone knew that America had a racial problem. Shit, everyone knew the world has racial problems. However, everyone knew this, but people just don't want to talk about it. That's just really what it is. That's what it comes down to. And that's what comes to a lot of this stuff. All of these people you see getting killed by cops, all of these crazy murders happening against Black women, and this is nothing new. It's just now being reported on because I kid you not, it's agenda. I'm telling you, it's an agenda. Right now, as you guys are watching this video, as I'm filming this video, someone is probably getting shot by a cop right now because this is nothing new. Like, discrimination is not new. Racism is not new. Colorism is not new. Sexism is not new. All of this shit is not new. The only difference is we're now paying more attention to it because it's going viral. And the problem with our society is we don't care about shit until it goes viral. Clout is the new authority. Retweets, likes, any type of attention given to something is what people care for. If that shit don't got a million retweets, don't nobody care for it. And that's the main problem. And then on top of that, when you see something has a million retweets, whatever the case may be, you guys take it for face value. Stop taking the damn bait. Okay, stop taking the bait. You can't just be like, oh, okay, that has 50,000 retweets, it must be true. No. Do your research, look it up. It's crazy how we live in a time where we have all information at our fingertips and refuse to look shit up. That's a problem. I feel like that's our problem for real, for real. Like, people would much rather ask someone something on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter instead of just fucking Googling it. Why? Just go on your damn Safari, damn Google, and type it in. Like, I just don't get it. It's just, shit is wild, bro. Shit is wild.
Count them with your hands.
All right, first off,
gang violence is much more of a problem. Much more of a problem in inner city ghettos. Health, we have overweight Black Americans who are dying of diabetes. We have Black Americans who are uneducated. That is keeping Black people down. And listen, my mom, she raised me to say you are not a victim. People are going to look at you. Give them something good to look at.
all right. Essentially, I feel like the perspective is missing the systemic aspect of how, like, I can feel great about being Black, but like that doesn't change how the society will treat me. There's lots of situations where it's like clear that our system is clearly prejudiced against Black people. The over-representation of Black people in prisons, we make up like so much of the prison population.
That's true.
And that's not like, that shouldn't be the case. And we get punished for like the same crimes more harshly than white people do. Stephen Clark was shot like 20 times in the back because they thought he had a gun and he didn't have a gun. And this happens like so frequently that now we finally have a law that they're passing.
His hand that was shaped like
it was a phone.
I did see some pictures. I mean, I don't really know
and
about
why are police like so scared of Black people? There are people who got shoot up schools. They're like people who shoot up schools and they get them alive. But a person, oh, we hear somebody breaking in windows in the car, breaking into cars, and we assume, oh, it's Black, let's shoot his ass.
I'm not going to argue against that.
You can't argue against it.
Hey, you can't.
I can't. And a lot of these Black individuals who are getting shot are criminals themselves, are caught running from the cops. And you could say, maybe they
I can't pick a side on this one. I don't like the terroristic comment. I don't like a lot of people running from the cops are criminals themselves. She has a lot of valid points, and I like her demeanor. She's very calm. She's very cool. She's very collected, and she's stating her points without having to yell, raise her voice, get upset, get emotional. His attitude is very annoying, to be quite honest, but I understand the passion. But me being someone who grew up in the hood and then has an education and then is like self-employed, entrepreneur, and all of that, it's hard because it's like I grew up in the hood. Like literally, I still have friends that's getting killed in the hood. Like I just had one that got killed like a month ago, you know? So it's like, I get both sides. It's like, I grew up in the hood. I came up out of it. I'm completely different now. I've done a lot of good things. I'm going to do more great things, you know? God permitting, right, at this point. It's one of those things where, yes, you are whatever you want to be. And you guys know if you follow me, okay, if you're new here, let me tell you, my philosophy is do what you want to do because you want to do it because you can do it, okay? Don't let anything hold you back from doing what you want to do. Not your circumstances, not your environment, not where you come from. It's not about like who you are today. It's about who you're trying to become and where you will be in the future from the steps that you take today. You should not ever let your skin tone, your race, your ethnicity, your upbringing, any of that stop you. We already know they're going to discriminate against you. They're going to try to stop you. But your job is to not let it stop you, if that makes sense. Like, we all know that they treat us horribly. But if you sit down and you take it, if you don't keep getting back up to do what you gotta do, you're never gonna get anywhere. Does it suck that we have to work 10 times as hard as everyone else? Absolutely. But do you really have a choice? You can bitch, complain, get mad, protest, do all of that. That's fine. While you're doing that, make sure you get shit done. Make sure you're actually putting forth effort to be the best you that you can be. Make sure you're actually putting forth effort to actually accomplish what it is that you want to accomplish without anyone telling you that you can't accomplish it. Because at the end of the day, it don't matter who did what to you, what happened to you, or whatever the case may be. Your life, your rules, your actions, no one else's. Certain things affect you, but it's how you react to it that really matters. You can't control your circumstances, but you can control the outcome of the circumstances. You can control how you react.
I mean, you could say that
he shot 20
possibly.
times in the back, and apparently he must have been at
I
fault then,
believe that
right?
that's an outlier
Or,
statistic.
well, I mean, what
believe
about
that
Eric
that's
Garner?
small.
What about
That's an
Eric
outlier.
Garner?
A couple of
Freddie
signs.
Gray? Trayvon Martin?
Yeah, she should never said that.
Michael Brown?
Well, I'm going to tell you something.
I don't
It's
like that
much better
comment.
now than it was before.
But that's a poor argument.
Society is changing, and Black Lives Matter is pushing this button and saying America's racist, and you have to stand up and you have to fight it, or everyone's going to die. That's not the truth. America is not extremely racist. I'm not going to say that my
Well,
success is due to Black Lives Matter. My
You don't have
success is
to.
due
I
to
could be like the
myself.
civil rights. I'm not success is not due to the civil rights movement, but that doesn't make it true.
Black Lives Matter is not the civil rights movement.
But it's an
not.
extension. It's like
I don't
it's
believe
continuing
that.
a legacy. I was reading the Midwest.
I'm sorry, no, it is not. BLM is not no damn extension to the civil rights movement. I feel like that's a slap in the face. I'm sorry, no, it is not. No, it is not. No, that just annoyed me. No. And I could definitely equate a lot of my success to the civil rights movement because the civil rights movement did a lot in terms of, making sure there was some sort of equality. But the thing is, and you know what? This might sound so fucked up for y'all, and y'all probably gonna be so sad after I say this, but y'all already know I tell it like it is on this channel. We've been fighting for the same shit forever. Before civil rights, during civil rights, post civil rights right now. Have you noticed we've been fighting for equality forever and nothing has changed? I mean, yeah, we could all sit wherever we want. We could all integrate, but at the end of the day, systematic shit hasn't changed that much. At the end of the day, people are still dying for no reason because of the color of their skin or where they're from. At the end of the day, people still get discriminated against for absolutely no reason, to be quite honest. So it's like, yes, there's been so much progression. But at the end of the day, I feel like all of these fights, these movements and everything have been a band-aid. I say a band-aid because it's like a cover-up low-key, because yes, we've come so far, but have we? Okay, they can't not give you a job because you're black. Well, they can't do that outwardly. They can't be like, oh, you didn't get the job because you were black, Sean. They can't do that to you, right? But they can still do it. They just can give you a whole nother reason. They can say your qualifications didn't match. They can say that they found a better candidate, right? So my thing is, these things will never die. And I feel like the sooner we realize these things will never die, the better life we'll get. Racism will always exist on all ends. Colorism will always exist on all ends. Discrimination as a whole will always exist because humans are just naturally biased. Humans are naturally ain't shit. And most importantly, humans go based off experience. And if they had negative experiences with a certain type of people, they're going to discriminate, be mean, be rude, or just, oust people based on those experiences. We cannot get rid of these things. I feel like at the end of the day, like they can sit there and be like, okay, well, we can't do this. We're not going to do that. We're going to hire more black people. We're . They can do that all they want. Are they still going to be microaggressively racist? Are they still going to discriminate against us because of our hair? Are they still going to not hire us because we're black, but then say it's for another reason? You feel me? Like, there's a lot that goes into it. Then, oh, okay, well, now they're hiring black people. Oh, okay, well, now that, like, that's why I'm saying it's a Band-Aid. Because it's like, okay, you can cover a Band-Aid, but the scar's still there. The scar's still there. You're still bleeding under the Band-Aid. So it's like, how much change is really happening? Not much has changed at all. Like, it's really sad to think about it. Like, yo, comment down below if I'm the only one. They just peeped that. Like, nothing much has changed. I peeped that a couple months ago. Like, yo, what the fuck? Like, we've been fighting for the same shit forever. This is horrible.
A lot of elections were won specifically due to the connection to Black Lives Matter movement.
Which I don't like.
Specific politicians that were like averse to black issues, they lost. Police wear cameras now, partially because of the pressure that Black Lives Matter has put on society. This is like major progress.
I don't believe Black Lives Matter has done the good things that you're telling me they've done. I believe that it's done more to push racism down our throats.
It's highlighting a problem that needs to be addressed, and they're empowering people to be involved. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. Thank you.
I feel like there was...
Oh, there's more.
No respect there. I think he's very young. I think as he grows older, I mean, it happens to all of us, we end up being more on a spectrum of beliefs.
Joy's being Afro-American, but not identifying with the issues that are Afro-American is a huge problem. And it's one that's exploited by people in power because, like, there's only so many black people who are gonna, like, kind of sell out.
I definitely believe that there's a lot of people in Black Lives Matter that really truly want to change. And then there's other people who just pick it up to be angry. They're angry at life.
People assume that anger automatically invalidates an argument, and that's not true. You can be angry and you can be right.
I need to know what y'all think about this video because yikes, that I agreed and disagreed so much, but I didn't want to keep pausing it because the video is already pretty short. But to be completely honest, I'm very in the middle, But funny thing is, I know a lot of people that are either really how the girl feels or really how the guy feels. I'm very in between. I understand that BLM does bring the conversation to the table, but I do believe that BLM is being used as a pawn. I believe BLM is being used to outrage the black people, and I believe that all of this is an entire agenda. I'm not saying that these people are not dying and, you know, it's a conspiracy. No. But I believe that there's something bigger at hand, especially since elections are coming up. I feel like a lot of people, okay, from companies to politicians to media, whatever, use black people in order to get what they want. And all of this is another form of that. I don't believe that anyone is really out here thinking of, okay, when I see this shit got 1 million tweets, when I see this shit got 100,000 likes or whatever the case may be, that this may be not the entire truth and actually going out to look it up for themselves to retain that information on their own. I feel like a lot of people just see something online and they automatically run with it because it's online, because they feel like it's valid because it has a lot of retweets or whatever the case may be, or just because your favorite YouTuber talks about it, now you think it's true. Like, to be quite honest with you, I feel like BLM did start with amazing intentions, just like she said, but over time it's like, no, very questionable. In terms of him, I understand where he's coming from. I understand the passion because I used to be like that at one point, you know, where it was like, you know, we need to rise up, we need to this, we need to that. I still didn't really trust the BLM movement when I was like that because it was just like, With that being said, let me know down in the comment section below. What do you think about this video? What do you think about BLM? And what do you think is going to happen? Do you believe things are going to change or not? With that being said, make sure you get your merchandise, like, share, subscribe, do all that, and I'm gonna see y'all next time.